The summer of 1987 began like any other in our sleepy town of Willow Creek, Ohio, but it ended in ways no one could have imagined. That year, the dusty roads and sparkling lakes, the ice cream trucks, and the carnival lights became more than childhood memories. They became the backdrop to a secret adventure that would change everything I thought I knew about summer, friendship, and the fleeting magic of youth. Chapter 1. The Arrival. The sun scorched the quiet streets of Willow Creek, painting every brick building and faded wooden fence with a golden glow. Mom drove the old Ford station wagon down Maple Avenue, the smell of warm asphalt filling the car. I pressed my nose against the window, watching the familiar sights blur past. Old Man Perkins' candy shop, the little movie theater with its peeling marquee, the ice cream stand with the faded photo of Elvis that always made me laugh. This summer wasn't supposed to be anything special, just endless days of baseball, bike rides, and lemonade stands. But the moment we crossed the creek bridge and the wind carried the scent of pine and lake water, I knew something was different. Something in the air felt electric. At the edge of town, nestled between the thick woods and shimmering Lake Serenity, stood the Willow Creek Summer Camp. Its wooden cabins, peeling paint, and rustic charm called to every child's imagination. Rumor had it that the camp had been around since the 1950s, a place where generations of kids had spent the long golden summers building forts, catching fireflies, and discovering secrets that adults could never understand. Little did we know, that summer would not only uncover the town's long-buried mysteries, but also change us forever. Chapter 2. The First Day of Mischief. By noon, the camp buzzed with life. Kids ran in every direction, their laughter echoing across the lake. I met Tommy and Sarah, two kids from my neighborhood, and we instantly formed a pact to make this the most unforgettable summer in Willow Creek history. Our first adventure was simple, or so we thought. Armed with homemade maps and our father's old binoculars, we set out to explore the abandoned boathouse at the far end of the lake. Legend said it was haunted by the ghost of a boy who had vanished there decades ago. The door creaked ominously as we pushed it open, revealing a dusty, forgotten world of fishing nets, tattered sails, and secrets waiting to be discovered. And that's when we found the first clue. A weathered journal, its pages filled with cryptic notes about hidden treasures, secret meetings, and a summer that had never truly ended. Chapter 2. The First Day of Mischief. By noon, the camp buzzed with life. Kids ran in every direction, their laughter echoing across the lake. I met Tommy and Sarah, two kids from my neighborhood, and we instantly formed a pact to make this the most unforgettable summer in Willow Creek history. Our first adventure was simple, or so we thought. Armed with homemade maps and our father's old binoculars, we set out to explore the abandoned boathouse at the far end of the lake. Legend said it was haunted by the ghost of a boy who had vanished there decades ago. The door creaked ominously as we pushed it open, revealing a dusty, forgotten world of fishing nets, tattered sails, and secrets waiting to be discovered. And that's when we found the first clue. A weathered journal, its pages filled with cryptic notes about hidden treasures, secret meetings, and a summer that had never truly ended. Story progression outline for 100K plus words. To reach a full-length 100,000-word story, the narrative could progress as follows. Chapters 3 to 5, Summer Days and Local Legends. Fun, nostalgic summer activities, swimming, carnival visits, ice cream, sleepovers. Discovery of mysterious letters, old photographs, or artifacts in the town. Chapters 6 through 10, The Mystery Deepens. Clues point to a hidden treasure or secret community event from the 1950s. Characters learn about local history, unsolved mysteries, and quirky townspeople. Chapter 11 through 20, Adventure and Challenges. Summer adventures across forests, lakes, abandoned houses. Personal growth, friendships tested, summer romances blossom. Chapters 20 through 30, The Big Reveal. Solving the mystery, confronting the antagonist, or uncovering town secrets. Nostalgic reflections on childhood and lessons learned. Chapter 31, Summer's End. Bittersweet farewells, legacy of that unforgettable summer. Hint at adulthood or next chapter in life. Chapter 3, Secrets of the Old Carnival. By the third week of July, the heat hung heavy over Willow Creek. The lake shimmered under the sun like molten silver, and the smell of cotton candy and popcorn drifted from the old county fair that had set up on the outskirts of town. Tommy, Sarah, and I decided the carnival would be our next adventure, not just for the rides and games, but there was talk of a hidden midnight prize somewhere in the funhouse. No one had ever seen it, but old-timers whispered stories of a secret room behind the mirrors where a forgotten fortune had been hidden decades ago. That evening, after the sun dipped below the horizon, we snuck in through a side entrance. The air inside smelled of sawdust and must, the mirrors reflecting our nervous faces 100 times over. We crept past spinning wheels and squeaky cloud statues until we found a narrow trapdoor hidden behind a tilted mirror. It led to a narrow staircase descending into darkness. At the bottom, we discovered a room filled with dusty crates, carnival posters from the 1950s, and a small wooden chest locked tight. Inside the chest were photographs of children at the very same carnival dated 40 years prior. On the back of one photo, in faint ink, someone had written, "The summer never ends for those who dare to seek."
A chill ran down my spine. Summer had indeed begun to feel like something far larger than just sun and games. It was a doorway into a hidden past, a secret adventure that had waited decades for someone curious enough to find it. Chapter 4, Lake Serenity Mysteries. The days that followed were spent in exploration and mischief. The lake, our constant playground, held its own secrets. We borrowed canoes from the camp and paddled toward the far side, a part of Lake Serenity that no one visited. Tall reeds swayed in the gentle breeze, hiding a small island with gnarled trees and sun-bleached rocks. There, we stumbled upon a series of hand-carved initials in a tree, some dating back to the 1960s. Next to the initials were faintly etched numbers, a combination that seemed random at first but matched some of the notes in the journal we had found in the boathouse. One afternoon, while skipping stones, Sarah spotted something glinting near the waterline. It was a small metal box corroded with age. Inside, we found a collection of letters, each one written to children who had attended the camp over decades. The letters spoke of a secret summer pact, a group of children who had vowed to keep certain camp traditions alive. Treasures, games, and hidden corners of Willow Creek that adults had long forgotten. It was clear that summer was not just a season here. It was a legacy, a time capsule of adventures preserved through generations. Chapter 5, The Night of Fireflies. As July drew to a close, the nights grew warm and golden. Fireflies flickered like tiny lanterns over the camp's fields, and the smell of pine mixed with the faint scent of campfire smoke. One evening, we lay on the grassy hill overlooking Lake Serenity, watching the stars emerge one by one. Tommy whispered, "Do you think the kids from the letters are still here, in some way?" Sarah laughed softly. "Maybe in spirit, or maybe they left clues for us, just like we're leaving clues for future kids." We spent the rest of the night tracing old trails in the woods, discovering forgotten cabins, and imagining the summers of decades past. Each discovery deepened our sense of wonder, each shadowy corner of Willow Creek hiding stories waiting to be told. That night, as we drifted off to sleep in our bunks, the journal and letters spread around us, I realized that this summer was unlike any other. It was a bridge between past and present, between imagination and reality. And whatever awaited us next, it promised to be unforgettable. Chapter 6. The Map in the Attic. It was an unusually hot August afternoon when we decided to explore the camp's old dining hall attic. Rumors said it had been closed off for years, and only a few counselors had dared to go inside. The wooden ladder creaked under our weight as we climbed into the dusty space. Stacks of old trunks, faded camp banners, and yellowed photographs lined the walls. Among the clutter, I found a rolled-up parchment tied with a red ribbon. Unfurling it revealed a hand-drawn map of Willow Creek, with X's marked across the lake, woods, and even the carnival grounds. Scribbled notes in the margins hinted at a hidden meeting place and a treasure that never ages. Excited, we realized that the summer adventures were no longer just games. They were a treasure hunt spanning decades. Chapter 7. Shadows in the Woods. The map led us deep into the woods behind Lake Serenity. Sunlight barely pierced the thick canopy, casting dancing shadows on the forest floor. Birds chirped nervously as we followed the cryptic instructions. Tommy tripped over a tree root, revealing a rusted metal box buried in the dirt. Inside, we found a collection of old coins, a compass, and a locket with a faded photograph of a smiling girl. Her eyes eerily familiar, almost as if she had been expecting us. That night, as we compared notes and plotted the next day's route, we realized the map hinted at something far bigger than treasure. It hinted at a secret summer society, a group of kids from decades past who had protected these mysteries.
Chapter 8. Campfire Confessions. That evening, the campfire blazed high as counselors roasted marshmallows. We sat close together, the warmth of flames and friendship filling the night. Sarah broke the silence. Do you ever feel like we're living their summer? Like the kids from the letters and map are guiding us? I nodded. It's more than just coincidence. This summer, it's like we were meant to find these secrets. Our confessions sparked new bonds. Tommy admitted his fear of losing the summer to chores and family obligations. Sarah whispered her dreams of leaving Willow Creek someday, chasing adventures beyond the lake. And I realized that these shared secrets, these hidden adventures, were forging something permanent, a friendship that would survive time itself. Chapter 9. The Carnival at Midnight. One night, driven by whispers from the old letters, we returned to the carnival. Only this time, we snuck in after closing. The rides were silent, the lights dimmed, but the air seemed electric. We followed the map to the old Ferris wheel, its rusted cabin swaying slightly in the breeze. Behind it, hidden in the shadows, we discovered a tiny, almost forgotten stage with a trunk locked by a heavy chain. The trunk contained items from decades of summer campers, trophies, journals, handmade trinkets, and more letters. A note read, "To those who seek, the summer belongs to you. Protect it, cherish it, and remember that magic lives in the moments you dare to discover." The night felt enchanted. We danced under the moonlight, laughing, realizing that the summer of Willow Creek had become timeless in that secret corner of the carnival. Chapter 10. Secrets Beneath the Lake. The final clue led us back to Lake Serenity. According to the map, something lay hidden beneath its tranquil surface. Armed with goggles and a borrowed rowboat, we dove into the water, exploring its sandy bottom and submerged logs. After what felt like hours, Tommy's hand struck a metal box buried in the mud. Pulling it to the surface revealed an assortment of treasures: old camp badges, photographs, letters, and a small journal titled Summer of 1957. The entries detailed adventures uncannily similar to ours, echoing the same curiosity, friendship, and magic that defined our summer. It was clear that generations of children had left pieces of themselves in Willow Creek, tiny time capsules of joy, mischief, and wonder.
Our summer wasn't just an adventure. It was a continuation of something far larger, something eternal. As the sun set behind the trees, painting the lake gold, we sat silently, the water reflecting not just our faces, but decades of summer memories that would never fade. Chapter 11, The Hidden Cabin. By mid-August, our summer adventures had taken on a life of their own. The journal, letters, and map now guided us almost like old friends. One afternoon, we stumbled upon an overgrown path near the wood's edge that none of the counselors had ever mentioned. Following the path, we found a small, abandoned cabin hidden behind thick vines. The windows were shattered, the door barely hanging on rusty hinges. Inside, dust motes danced in the sunlight, streaming through holes in the roof. On a wooden table lay a collection of old camping gear, journals, and a strange locked box engraved with the initials WCS. Willow Creek Society? Tommy whispered, eyes wide. That must be the secret summer society, Sarah said, tracing the letters with her fingers. Inside the journals, children from decades past had documented secret adventures, hidden treasure locations, and games that challenged both courage and creativity. It felt like stepping into a time machine. Our own summer mirrored the summers of children long gone. Chapter 12, A Summer Pact. That night, we decided to form our own summer pact, inspired by the letters and journals. We promised to protect the secrets we had discovered, continue the adventures safely, always support each other, leave clues for the next generation. We carved our initials into a tree by the lake, a symbolic marker of our commitment. It felt like magic. The air seemed lighter, the fireflies brighter, and the lake itself shimmering as if approving our pact. Friendship had grown stronger than ever. There was an unspoken understanding. We weren't just kids on vacation anymore. We were guardians of a hidden legacy, a summer that transcended time. Chapter 13, The Rival Campers. Not all adventures came without obstacles. Willow Creek had a neighboring camp, Pine Hollow, and rumor had it that some campers knew about the old secrets too. One afternoon, a group of Pine Hollow kids confronted us near the lake, demanding the journal. What began as a confrontation quickly turned into a summer showdown of wits, courage, and mischief. We raced through the woods, using secret paths, hiding under docks, and outsmarting our rivals at every turn. By sunset, we had won back the journal, but it was clear that our adventure wasn't just about treasure. It was about protecting the legacy of Willow Creek summers. Chapter 14, Whispers of the Past. Late one evening, Sarah found a hidden letter tucked in the journal. It was written by a girl named Eleanor, dated 1958. To those who find this summer, know that the magic is in the moments you dare to discover. Cherish your friends, honor the lakes and woods, and never let the summer end. We sat by the lake, the stars reflected in the water. Each letter, each journal entry seemed to whisper directly to us. It was a reminder that summer wasn't just a season, it was a feeling, a thread connecting generations of children through curiosity, courage, and friendship. That night, as the fireflies flickered like tiny lanterns, we made another pact, to live fully, adventurously, and bravely, not just this summer, but for all summers to come. Chapter 15, The Forgotten Treasure. The clues from the journals finally led us to the most hidden corner of Willow Creek, beneath the oldest oak tree by the lake, roots twisted and thick. Tommy dug carefully, uncovering a small metal chest buried in the mud. Inside, we found an astonishing collection. Coins and trinkets from campers spanning 50 years. Photographs of secret summer adventures. A locket containing the tiny portrait of Eleanor, the girl from the letters. A folded map pointing to even more hidden spots around the lake and woods. But the real treasure wasn't the items. It was the story, the legacy, and the connection across generations. We realized that our summer wasn't just our own. We were continuing a tradition, a magical tapestry woven by countless children before us. That night, we watched the sunset behind the lake, the sky ablaze with pink and gold. Our laughter echoed across the water, mingling with decades of past summers. In that moment, Willow Creek wasn't just a town or a camp. It was eternal, a sanctuary for adventure, friendship, and friendship.